Howdy everyone, hope you're keeping well. It is the humble Black Shadow here, literally just off the back of finishing the No Donut Challenge for Resident Evil Outbreak, which I've been doing over on Twitch the past few weeks or so. I don't say these words super lightly, but I will suggest that the finish to this challenge might be one of the greatest things you may ever see in Resident Evil Outbreak. A fitting end to what has been a crazy challenge run, and a huge thanks to everyone over on Twitch that has helped me and obviously supported that back in September to make this happen. I'm very, very grateful. It was a hell of an experience, but holy god, is Harry slow. Oh, man. I'm going to try and keep this one as brief as possible. Let me just go ahead and mute this here. I had originally intended to do this video a few days or so ago, but as it turns out, it was a good thing that I held on to it just in case. I do want to say that I held on to the Capcom announcement that has also just happened over the course of the end of this stream before doing this update video, but it was slightly fortuitous, but you take what you can get. So, this is how the ground stands with the channel at the moment. Obviously, there's not been a lot going on the past few weeks. Obviously, spoke about it in the last video I've done. Taking a kind of semi-break to deal with a bit of life stuff and getting things organized for my trip to North America in about a week and a half. And then I'm going to be moving home pretty shortly after I get back as well. So it's going to be pretty darn busy. However, I did say that I was looking to record something before I went away, and well, it just so happens that Capcom have found a something decent for me to do, and that is the Chainsaw demo that was literally just announced, which it's 2 weeks until the game gets released, and so it makes sense that there was going to be something coming out. So, for those of you watching on the YouTube, I will be doing this on the channel. I'll get some stuff recorded probably like tomorrow or something. Next couple of days. 10 gigs for a demo, man. Remember when you used to get those like little disc things? Those are the days. Anyways, so I will be going ahead and so we'll be playing this and giving my thoughts on it, and we're going up onto the YouTube in the next couple of days or so, with any luck. Obviously, things have also been kind of, not just that as well, we've heard other news Resident Evil-wise. Death Island, still one of the worst names I've ever heard. But Death Island actually looks not too bad, and I think could be a lot of fun. So I'll be looking forward when that comes out. That'll be pretty good. Now, while I'm going to be away, obviously, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of recording while I am away. And the question has been, well, what exactly is going to be going on with the channel? Well, as it turns out, there's actually some interesting content that's coming out. Obviously, I've just done the whole of the Harry challenge. So if you've not seen any of that, that will be making its way to the YouTube. I think I've still got the last few bits of the Raffle to upload as well. So plenty of Outbreak content still going. But if you're after something original, well, there's something kind of original, and I only realized this about a few days ago, where I was sorting through a load of old stuff through my hard drive, and I came across something, and I'll be honest, I don't know how this happened, but I feel bad that it did happen. So I was going through my storage of LPs, because I was running out of space, I was condensing stuff down. And I went into my storage files, and I found, if I go into here, I'll just quickly show what I mean here. So I've got like my source for like my Doom stuff and the Twitch streams, and I found I had these. Now, if you don't know what these are, back in May of last year, one of my closest personal friends, Captain Craig CM Fury, died suddenly in Vancouver, completely out of nowhere. He was diabetic, not by his own choice. He was born as it. and he was out with his friends one day. It was like an adventure park, something like that. Came back home, felt tired, went to bed, and died. And they didn't know that he had died for 2 days. It was not very fun. We did have some work in order to try and get Furry back to England so we could have a funeral with his family. And as part of that, I did some fundraising as well on Twitch, doing some streams in order to raise funds to help get his body back flown over so we could do the proper service. Now, because there was a lot going on at the time, Azumi on the channel was actually very grateful and offered to actually basically download the VODs himself. And he was happy to actually basically render those videos, sent to me, so I get loaded onto the YouTube channel. And I looked, and somehow I never did it. I don't know how this never got onto the YouTube channel, and I feel really bad that that's the case. Because it was a fun time. It was good to play some games and raise some money for, for my friend, so that he could have the service he deserved and all sorts of bits and pieces. And there was some good stuff, even if Blood Harvest was absolutely brutal. On the whole, it was a good experience, and it was for about as good and noble a cause as I can really think of. So, over the course of my trip away, and we are having this uploaded and going public on the channel, I'll get it all scheduled and ready to rock and roll. It's nearly a year old, so I can barely remember what happened on it. All I remember was Blood Harvest was an absolute bitch. But I got to play it with a lot of folks, friends from the past and current and whatnot. People I don't get to play a lot of games with now. And it was a pretty emotional stream or so. I think we did 2 different streams of it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that content. Left Dead 2 was the game, by the way. I've not mentioned that by now. Kind of rambling a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to get that uploaded. And then what we're going to do is, once I get back from North America, I will get hold of Resident Evil 4 itself. And I will sit down and have a crack at that game. So it's going to be... The series will not start for a couple of weeks, unfortunately, until after I get back. As such, I'm going to have to do my damnedest to avoid spoilers, because I'm sure there's going to be some retconning of some story beats. The whole Plaga stuff has all been set up from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And I do appreciate... I know I've done series before, with like Remake 2 and Remake 3, where I've heard people say that they literally were waiting for my series. They wanted that to be the first one to watch, which is very humbling and I appreciate. If you think you can manage 2 weeks without getting spoiled very much, then I encourage you to do the same again this time. But it's gonna have to wait, I'm afraid, kids. As I say, I get back to the UK on, I think it's April 5th. But I'm not back in here until the 6th of the following day. So it's not going to be until at least the 7th where I get a chance to sit down and actually have a crack at this game. So there may not be any footage up until like the Saturday of that week. So be wary of that. But if you do want to join me for this adventure and for this game, then I would very, very much appreciate that. Beyond RE4, I have had several Patreon requests come through, actually, for various games. From all sorts of bits and pieces and different kind of genres, which has been really kind. Such as Metal Gear Rising. There has been... what was it? That was it. The original Siphon Filter, back for PlayStation 1. Other bits as well. Sleeping Dogs. And even I've been roped into having a crack with Persona 5 Royale, which is going to be a long one. And obviously there's other bits and pieces still got planned as well. I do still want to delve into Final Fantasy X-2, which I do want to do over the summer, because I think they'll be fun to crack into with. And there's other bits as well. I think there's someone that is threatening to sponsor me doing... The Last of Us Part 2, which I do want to do. I do want to experience the game, obviously having thoroughly enjoyed the first one and gotten a lot out of it. If you've not seen my series of The Last of Us Part 1, I would encourage you to watch it, not just because obviously I did it and views and such, but it was kind of relating back to the whole Craig thing. I started that series not long after he died, and there is definite truth to the matter that when you a game like that, which is obviously there's a lot of sorrow and a lot of bad things going on with it. When you're going through your own personal strife and loss and such, a game like that just hits you more. And it feels a lot more relevant, if that makes any sense. So maybe that partially helped. Obviously, I'm not saying that you should have a close personal friend suddenly die before you play a game like that, but that's how the coincidences work themselves out. So, hey ho. But as far as that's concerned, I'm okay for now. Again, we will be returning to this mainly once I get back. I do want to just make extra thanks as well to everyone who's on the Patreon. There's a lot of folks that have continued to keep their pledge for the time being. A couple of people haven't. That's fine. I totally get and understand that and respect that. But you know, the Patreon is helping a lot, obviously, with my move as well in a couple of months and bits and pieces. Other things that I do want to do as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy couple of months. And there's going to be a hell of a lot happening, and hopefully I'll emerge on the other side in a relatively sane and stable place. But sitting here at this precise moment on March 9th, I haven't got a fucking clue. So I'll keep you guys posted as and when I know more. But that is what to look forward to for this channel going forward. There's not going to be any more streams on Twitch either until I get back. I have no earthly idea what I'll be streaming when I get back. I have no idea when I'll be streaming when I get back, but we'll touch upon it as and where we go. So, have yourselves a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your time. If I don't really see you much before, I will see you all in a few weeks when I get back from North America. Hopefully refreshed, hopefully mentally a bit more there. It's been good to have just a bit of a break from doing the YouTube videos. Again, I've been doing them for like 11 years. It's nice to have a month or so away, just not particularly worrying about it. But I will get up the stuff sorted out for the Outbreak stuff. I'll get that going as soon as I can. Have a good time, everyone. Enjoy the demo. Enjoy Resident Evil 4 if you play it before I get back. And yeah, it's going to be weird doing that series. Normally I play them like... It's kind of weird for me, like with Remake 2, for example, like, I tend to play the games slower. I have to play them slower than you do. Like, if Remake 2, for example, the series was out for nearly a month. And it took me about a month to get through it, and I was kind of playing as I go. So, like, as the series goes on, the people watching it know more and more and more about the game than I do. And that's going to be very much the case here as well. By the time I sit down, like, a lot of people that are going to be watching the series have already played it and know what's coming. And know the bits and pieces that's going to happen. So it's going to be a bit of a different slant on that, but it should be good nonetheless. Anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm so sorry. I will stop wasting your time. Thank you for the company, everyone. Thank you for the support. All that lovely good stuff. Yeah. I will see you all when I return. Hopefully things will not be absolutely terrible. A man can dream. See you, kids.